angular momentum, that is L, will be equal to nh by 2 pi. समझ में आ गया अभी सबको? Okay, now let's look at this formula nh by 2 pi. nh by 2 pi. So here in this case, n will be equals to number of shells. N will be equals to number of shells. Write down. H will be equals to Planck's constant. H will be equals to Planck's constant. The value you can note it down. 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34 joule second. 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34 joule second. This is a very very important value. तुम लोगों को पता होगा कि चैप्टर नंबर 1 में हमने एक वैल्यू पढ़ा था. What was the name of that value? What was the name of that value? Avogadro's number. भूल गए क्या Avogadro's number? What was Avogadro's number? 6.022 into particles. So what can be a particles? Particles can be atoms, molecules, or it can be ions. Okay? Don't forget the values. We are going to use those values for the numerical purpose. Okay? So the value is 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34 joule second. Okay? Before your exam starts, I will give you all the values in a one table. तो तुम लोग जब भी घर पे जाओगे ना, it will become very easy for you to remember in the exam. Okay? Okay, next. We all know that what is the value of pi? 3.14. That is the value of pi, right? Okay, now next. Point number 3 only. Write down how to calculate the angular momentum. Point number 3 में ही है. The point number 3 which you had written. बराबर ना? Point number 1, 2, and this is third one. Okay. उसी के अंदर लिखो how to calculate the angular momentum. See, angular momentum को हम लोग कैसे calculate करेंगे? That is very very important. Okay. So we all know that the value of angular momentum is L is equals to H by 2 pi. Okay. What is N? What is N? Number of shells. Right? N is the number of shells. Now let's draw here. So let's say that this is n is equals to 1. यानी कि फर्स्ट शेल के लिए देखो शेल और ऑर्बिट एक ही चीज होता है. सबसे पहले ये दिमाग में डाल दो. The very first thing you people need to remember is shell and orbit are one and the same thing, right? बहुत सारी बार क्या होता है बच्चों को कंफ्यूजन होता है कि what is shell and what is orbit. Shell and orbit are one and the same thing, right? Orbit is nothing but the circular path around the nucleus, and shell is also the circular path around the nucleus. Okay. So let's say when the value of n will be equals to 1, then what will be the angular momentum for the shell number 1? So let's calculate. For shell number 1, the angular momentum will be L is equals to n का वैल्यू क्या आएगा यहाँ पे? 1. So 1 into what is the value of H? 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34 divided by 2 into 3.14. Right? Now let's calculate the angular momentum for n is equals to 2. N is equals to 2. That means shell number 2. L is equals to 2 into 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34 divided by 2 into 3.14. Now n is equals to 3. So L shell number 3, L is equals to 3 into 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34 divided by 2 into 3.14. Similarly, you can derive the formula n is equals to 4. कर सकते हो ना अभी n is equals to 4 के लिए? It is very easy. This is how you calculate the angular momentum of each of the shell. Right? It is very easy. I hope that you people have understood. You can copy down the formula quickly. Then I will tell you the exact formula. Okay, so here in this case, see, now we can slightly modify this formula. इस formula को हम लोग थोड़ा सा modification कर सकते हैं. See, L is equals to NH by 2 pi. This is the formula, right? तो हम लोग इस L को as a MVR represent कर सकते हैं. Mass, velocity and radius. Now the question comes here. Sir, why we are representing this L with the MVR? So let me tell you, see, when you, let's say that this is our atom, this is our nucleus, right? And this is the orbits, right? Electron is revolving here. This is our electron. So whenever the electron will move in a system with a certain speed, that will be denoted by the v, velocity. समझ में आ रहा है? जो इलेक्ट्रॉन घूमेगा उसको हम लोग क्या बोलेंगे? It is moving with what speed? It is moving with a velocity v, right? अगर वो मूव करेगा तो उसमें क्या होगा? मास भी होगा. It has the mass m. किस मास से मूव कर रहा है वो? किस वेलोसिटी से मूव कर रहा है? मास m. Then it is moving along with a certain radius, and that radius is called as the r. Are you understanding? So why I told you that angular momentum L can be represented by the mvr, right? यानी कि अगर इलेक्ट्रॉन ये रिवॉल्व हो रहा है तो it has a certain velocity, कुछ ना कुछ तो उसका स्पीड है, right? अगर स्पीड है तो स्पीड के लिए उसका मास भी है, right? Which is opposing force. Mass is the opposing force, and it is moving along the radius r. That is why the formula becomes mvr. The formula will be mvr is equals to nh by 2 pi. थोड़ा सा modification किया है इस formula को. Note down this formula. Yes, did you all note it down? Okay, now write down the point number 4. Point number 4. The energy of the electrons, will be same. The energy of the electron will be same in the same orbit. The energy of the electrons will be same in the same orbit. Okay, so here in this case what they are telling you कि अगर एक ऑर्बिट सेम होगा, सी अगर मान लो कि इलेक्ट्रॉन यहां है, राइट, 2 electrons are present here, right? So these 2 electrons possess the same energy. Why they are possessing the same energy? Because they are in the same orbit. Right? I'll draw it this side, then you will understand properly. Right? So let's say that this is our electron and this is our electron. Both the electrons are orbiting in the same orbit. तो दोनों का एनर्जी क्या होगा? दोनों का एनर्जी सेम होगा. But remember one thing, if the electron wants to jump into a higher level, यानी कि एक शेल से दूसरे शेल में इलेक्ट्रॉन को जाना है, so what it will do? It will absorb the energy and it will jump into the higher shell. यानी कि ये क्या करेगा? एनर्जी को absorb करेगा and it will jump into a higher energy level. Why like this? Because the energy of this shell is always higher compared to the energy of this shell. बराबर है? देखो ये लोअर वाला शेल है, लोअर वाले शेल का हमेशा एनर्जी क्या होता है? लेस होता है. हायर वाले शेल का एनर्जी क्या होता है? ज्यादा होता है. Right? So if this electron wants to jump into a higher level, what it will do? It will absorb the energy, energy को लेगा और फिर वो higher energy में जाएगा. Are you understanding this? But vice versa, if it wants to come reverse, अगर किसी भी इलेक्ट्रॉन को मान लो कि वो इलेक्ट्रॉन यहां है हायर लेवल पे and it wants to get it back down, right, into the lower shell, right, from higher shell to a lower shell, then in this case it will radiate the energy. It will radiate the energy. Radiate मतलब क्या? ये एनर्जी लूज करेगा, राइट? अभी इसने जो एनर्जी लूज किया है वो एनर्जी कौन लेगा? जो दूसरा वाला ऊपर जा रहा है. बट ऑब्वियसली ना इनको एनर्जी कहां से मिलेगा? एनर्जी यहां से ही तो मिलने वाला है ना. इफ इट इज कमिंग डाउन, सी अगर ये नीचे आने वाला है तो ये ऊपर जाने वाला है अगले वाले शेल में, राइट? ये क्या करेगा? अपना एनर्जी सिस्टम में रिलीज कर देगा. जो इसने रिलीज किया इसने अब्सॉर्ब कर लिया, ये गया हायर लेवल पे, और इसने क्या किया? अपना एनर्जी रेडिएट कर दिया और आ गया लोअर लेवल. डिड यू ऑल अंडरस्टैंड नाउ? समझ में आ गया? इट इज वेरी वेरी इजी कंसेप्ट ऑफ एनर्जी. ओके, एंड ऑलवेज रिमेंबर वन थिंग, लोअर एनर्जी लोअर शेल्स विल हैव अ लोअर एनर्जी एंड हायर शेल्स विल हैव अ हायर. ठीक है? ओके, नेक्स्ट पॉइंट राइट नाउ. Lower shells will have a lower energy, or you can say less energy. Instead of saying lower energy, less energy. Lower shells have a less energy and higher shells have a more energy. Okay? Yes. Now write down types of an orbit or a shells. Types of an orbit or a shells. Yes. Write down. It can be represented by Bohr's planetary model. It can be represented by Bohr's planetary model. Okay? So let's draw it. You can also draw this. Then I will tell you the orbits 1, 2, 3, 4. पेन से भी ड्रॉ किया तो भी चलेगा. इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी टू टेक द पेंसिल एंड बिकम टू प्रोफेशनल. At home you can utilize the whole time and you can draw properly. Okay, so let's look here. See, there are 4 kinds of shells present. This shell is called as the K shell. This shell is called as the K shell, and the value of n will be equals to 1. The value of n will be equals to 1. Okay. Next shell will be L shell, right? And in the L shell, the value of n will be, चलो बोलो जल्दी, equal to 2. L के बाद में कौन सा होता है? K L M, and value of n is equals to 3. K L M N, value of n is equals to 4. तो ये सबको पता होना चाहिए how many number of shells are there and what is the value of n. So value of n for first shell is 1. Value of n for second shell is 2. Value of n for third shell is 3. And value of n for fourth shell is 4. Okay. So K, L, M, N. The first shell is K. Second shell is L. Third shell is and fourth shell is. Okay. Now next point write down. Now this shells can be further divided into subshells. They can be further divided into subshells. देखो शेल के अंदर भी क्या होता है? सबशेल होता है. देखो इतना इजी नहीं है. इलेक्ट्रॉन इतना आसानी से नहीं दिखेगा तुम लोगों को. रिमेंबर वन थिंग, एटम के अंदर इलेक्ट्रॉन है, पर वो इलेक्ट्रॉन को देखने के लिए तुमको कहां जाना पड़ेगा? सबसे पहले शेल में जाना पड़ेगा. शेल के बाद में सबशेल में जाना पड़ेगा. सबशेल के बाद में you have to enter into orbital, and then into orbital you will see that the electron is present. Are you understanding? Right? So this is how the electrons are represented in the system. Okay. So the shells can be further divided into subshells. अभी subshells कौन से होते हैं? Noted down. S, P, D, F and G are the subshells. Okay. S subshell, P, D, F, G. Okay. And one more thing noted down. Subshells are also called as orbitals. Subshells are also called as orbitals. Okay, now let's look at the capacity of the subshells to fill the electron. यानी कि एक चीज याद रखो, यहाँ पे हर एक सबशेल का एक कैपेसिटी है और वो उतने कैपेसिटी में ही इलेक्ट्रॉन ले सकता है. Are you understanding? Each and every subshell has some or the other capacity to fill the electron. Right? S subshell has the capacity to fill maximum 2 electrons. P subshell has the capacity to fill maximum 6 electrons. D subshell has the capacity to fill maximum 10 electrons. F subshell has the capacity to fill maximum 14 electrons, and G subshell has the capacity to fill maximum 18 electrons. इससे ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉन्स ये सबशेल नहीं ले सकते. S के अंदर मैक्सिमम कितने जाएंगे? 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन जाएंगे. P के अंदर कितने? 6 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स जाएंगे. D के अंदर 10 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स जाएंगे. F के अंदर 14 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. G के अंदर 18 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. Did you all understand this? It is very, very, very important. Yes, next. Yes, write down. K shell has only one subshell, K shell has only one subshell, that is S. यानी कि K के पास कितने shells हैं, subshells हैं? It has only one subshell. Which subshell K is having? S subshell. So how many number of electrons can be accommodated by K shell? 2 electrons. Next, L shell. देखो शेल और सबशेल में कंफ्यूजन मत करो, राइट? किसके अंदर है सबशेल? शेल के अंदर सबशेल है, ओके? यानी कि ऑर्बिट के अंदर ऑर्बिटल है. सबशेल इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज ऑर्बिटल, शेल इज कॉल्ड एज ऑर्बिट. तो ऑर्बिट के अंदर ऑर्बिटल है. ऑर्बिटल क्या है? ऑर्बिटल इज नथिंग बट अ प्लेस वेयर यू कैन फाइंड द इलेक्ट्रॉन, राइट? इट इज द एड्रेस ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रॉन. जैसे तुम्हारे घर का एड्रेस होता है, राइट? somebody might be living in मनोहर नगर, somebody might be living somewhere else near station. कोणी कोणी जिजामाता चौकात राहत असेल. सिमिलरली इलेक्ट्रॉनचा एकच ऍड्रेस असतो, तो म्हणजे ऑर्बिटल. and that orbital is nothing but a 3-dimensional space around the nucleus is called as the orbital. कळले का सगळ्यांना? तर तसंच K शेल मध्ये एक सबशेल आहे S आणि S ची कॅपॅसिटी आहे 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. ठीक आहे. नेक्स्ट, L सबशेल हा